seat.
I want the toilet seat.
I want the toilet seat.
I want the toilet seat.
1995 brought us a couple of stupid dogs, a pair of dumb friends, a grunt, and a handful of superheroes. Welcome to today's review as we dive into 10 short-lived cartoons from 1995. Did you watch any of these? Leave us a comment below and let us know.
I want the toilet seat.
I want the toilet seat.
1. Two Stupid Dogs. Originally airing on TBS, Two Stupid Dogs technically ran for 2 full seasons from the fall of 1993 until the spring of 1995. Across that stretch, only 26 episodes were produced. Kind of surprising given its cult following. The show was Hanna-Barbera's answer to the wildly popular Ren and Stimpy show, blending absurd humor and quirky visuals that were hard to forget. The series followed 2 unnamed stray dogs, a smaller, energetic pup with a fear of cats, and a food-obsessed big dog on bizarre misadventures. The comedy was further amplified by segments featuring Super Secret Squirrel, which added even more flair. Despite its charm, the show couldn't quite compete with the likes of Nickelodeon juggernauts like Rugrats, though it did receive a Daytime Emmy nomination. If you never caught an episode, you might still remember the endless Cartoon Network bumpers featuring this mismatched duo. 2. The Moxy Show.
It's time for the Moxy Show!
Did you know The Moxy Show was the very first original series on Cartoon Network? Airing from 1993 to 1995, it served as a bridge between classic cartoon reruns and original programming. Moxy, an anthropomorphic dog voiced by Bobcat Goldthwait, hijacked Cartoon Network's signal every Sunday from his makeshift studio. This show, part anthology and part comedic skit series, combined vintage classics like Looney Tunes and Tom and Jerry with interstitial commentary from Moxy himself. Despite its innovative concept, the reception was mixed. Moxy's over-the-top antics were polarizing, and critics found him more irritating than entertaining. Nonetheless, it remains a unique piece of Cartoon Network's early history. 3. The Brothers Grunt.
Enter the tunnels and find our brother Perry. And don't forget the olives.
Let's talk about one of the most controversial shows of the year, MTV's The Brothers Grunt. Airing from August 1994 to April 1995, this show was a wild ride that people either loved or absolutely despised. Critics lambasted the grotesque art style, crude humor, and bizarre premise, with some even calling it one of the worst animated shows ever created. But not everyone hated it. Some fans embraced its unapologetic weirdness, making it a cult classic in its own right. Whether you loved it or loathed it, one thing's for sure: The Brothers Grunt left an unforgettable impression on the world of animation. 4. Space Strikers. Space Strikers brought Jules Verne's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea into the future, literally. Set in outer space, the series followed Captain Nemo as he battled evil forces aboard his submarine-like spacecraft. What set this show apart was its extensive use of computer-generated 3D animation, making it one of the first to experiment with this cutting-edge tech. While it didn't last long, Space Strikers deserves a nod for its creativity and ambition. 5. Darkstalkers. Loosely based on Capcom's video game series, Darkstalkers brought supernatural themes and arcade-inspired action to Saturday mornings. While the show was toned down to appeal to younger audiences, it still managed to capture the essence of its video game roots. Think of it as Street Fighter with a gothic twist. Less violence, more sorcery. 6. The Baby Huey Show. Here's one for fans of old-school animation. The Baby Huey Show originated from the 1950s, bringing back the dim-witted yet lovable duck for a new generation. Huey's mix of innocence and chaotic energy made for some hilarious situations, though the show struggled to resonate with modern audiences. 7. Dumb and Dumber. The animated series based on the hit comedy film starring Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels. This animated adaptation aired in the fall of 1995. The series followed Lloyd and Harry, two lovable but hopelessly dumb best friends, as they got into ridiculous situations across America in their iconic Mutt Cuts van. Despite its connection to a successful movie, the show struggled to capture the same magic and was cancelled after one season. 8. Freakazoid.
If that will be unemployed, Freakazoid, Freakazoid, Freakazoid.
Created by Steven Spielberg and Warner Brothers, Freakazoid was a zany superhero parody that combined absurd humor, pop culture references, and fourth-wall-breaking antics. Freakazoid, a nerd-turned superhero with bizarre powers, fought villains like the Lobe and Cave Guy, while delivering a non-stop stream of gags. Unfortunately, despite its cult following, Freakazoid only lasted 2 short seasons before being cancelled in 1997. 9. Skeleton Warriors. This dark, action-packed cartoon followed the battle between the heroic Legion of Light and the villainous Skeleton Warriors, led by the sinister Baron Dark. Known for its gothic tone and intense battles, the show tried to capitalize on the popularity of toy lines and fantasy cartoons, but couldn't find a large enough audience. Skeleton Warriors only aired 13 episodes before it disappeared into the shadows. The Mask animated series.
Open up wide and really shout! Whoa! Look out! This is the man!
Following the success of Jim Carrey's 1994 film, The Mask, animated series brought the wacky, reality-defying adventures of Stanley Ipkiss and his magical mask to the small screen. With exaggerated humor and over-the-top scenarios, the show expanded on the movie's premise. Although it aired for 3 seasons, it's often overshadowed by the movie and other cartoons from the era. There you have it. 10 short-lived cartoons from 1995 that either made us laugh, cringe, or scratch our heads. Which one do you remember? Or are there any that flew under your radar? Let us know in the comments below.
And you get this piece of paper. And I get this broken cup. And you get